everyone. I am Norsha Dino now and I am the third reporter of Chapter 2. My topic is all about some behaviorist teaching learning methods. There are some examples of very simple teaching learning methods with detailed steps that you can start using as you begin teaching. So we have 4 methods. The first is the direct instruction. Barak Rosenshine model in Ornstein and Hankins 2018. So in direct instruction, meron po siyang 10 detailed steps. So first step is the state learning or objectives or outcomes. So as a future educator, this will be helpful to start our discussion with a short of orientation or preliminary for us and students para ma-identify kung ano yung subject na ile-lesson natin. The second step is the review. Reviewing gives students memories about the lesson yesterday o yung pinag-aralan natin kahapon. So this step serve as a guide or continuous way para simulan natin ang bago nating lesson. So third step is present new materials. So from the word itself, new materials. It is introducing all materials need before the activity or the specific activity. Next is the explain. So sa pag-explain, it is better to give instruction by point to point and very detailed instruction so that ang mga estudyante is maiintindihan nila ito kung point to point tayo magbigay ng explanation or instruction. Next is guide. So sa pag-guide as instructor, kailangan natin bigyan yung mga students natin ng guide to always practice their skills and confidence. Next is check for understanding. Always ask your students about their works, home activities, affect themselves because this will really help for both teacher and students para ma-identify kung may natutunan ba sila or wala. Next is provide feedback. So sa pagbibigay ng feedback, do not afraid to correct your students by their mistake. Correct them to make it perfect or better. Next is assess performance. Help student to attain at least 80% of read to success their performance task and do not let student not to learn or not perform well and always guide and give direct instruction to be able to understand the activity. And the last step in direct instruction is the review and test. So having a performance task and test will identify if the students or teacher was effective instructor. So the second method is the guided instruction by Madeline Hunter model in Ornstein and Hankins 2018. First is review. It is focused on previous lesson as students to summarize main points. Second is anticipatory. So this is the hood of the lesson. It is meant to get the students excited about what they are going to learn. It is included with the game activities. Next is objectives. So sa objectives, the teacher must state kung ano ba talaga yung dapat na matutunan ng mga students at the end of the lesson. So next is the input. So sa input is dito na yung si teacher is magpresent ng mga new materials and identify needed knowledge and skills for learning new lesson. Next is modeling. So sa modeling, the teachers shows the student what they are doing. Nang sa ganon ay makita ng mga students natin yung tinatawag natin na role model. So next is check for understanding. So dito, ang gagawin ni teacher is walk around and observe answers that the students are coming up. So guided practice. So the students ay mabibigyan ng mga opportunity para ma-apply or ma-practice nila yung kung ano yung mga nalaman nila and receive immediate feedback at individual levels. The last is the independent practice. So sa independent practice, they can take what they have learned and work on practicing it by themselves. So halimbawa nito is yung mga tinatawag nating homework or in-school work. So, the third method is yung tinatawag nilang mastery learning by J.H. Black and Lauren Anderson model in Ornstein and Hankins, 2018. So, first is clarify. So, briefly discuss the learning objectives in your students. Kung ano yung knowledge na dapat matutunan ng mga learners. And you must have guided by the content standard and the learning competencies that are found in the curriculum guide. So, next is inform. So, after mo bigyan ng learning objectives yung mga students, so the teacher must proceed in the lesson proper, teaching the whole content of the lesson, the student what they want to know and what they need to learn. So, the teacher must master their lesson. Third is the pretest. So, the teacher gives students an activity or quiz that can assess if they learn about the topic you discussed. So, next is the group. So, sa group, si teacher is i-evaluate yung individual result ng mga quiz ng students to analyze kung saan sila belong na group. It's either sa mastery group or sa non-mastery group. So, next is yung tinatawag nilang enrich and correct. So, si teacher is, each group is bibigyan na ng activity. Enrichment instruction para sa mastery group, demonstrate high competency which can generate their knowledge and skills. While sa non-mastery group naman is makaka-receive sila ng additional instruction and practice opportunity from the teacher. Next is yung tinatawag nilang monitor. So, si teacher, check whether the students have understood what activity you have given based on the output of their performance. So, next is yung tinatawag nilang post-test. So, ang post-test is binibigay lang ito sa mga non-mastery group. So, after their activity, give a summary test to the non-mastery group to give you a concrete measure of what the students learn in the activity. Next is assess performance. Reflecting on the result of the summary test, 75% of the students from non-mastery group should achieve the desired outcomes. The last and the most important is reteach. If the desired outcomes is not achieved, repeat the teaching cycle applying another strategies, starting with corrective instructions to develop their high competency in order for the students to achieve knowledge. So, sa reteach, if ever yung mga non-mastery group is hindi talaga makuha yung mga outcomes na gusto ni teacher, so, this is the time na gagawa ka ng mga strategies and then kailangan nating iulit-ulit yung mga itinuturo natin para mas makuha nila. And this is the last method na tinatawag nating systematic instruction by Thomas Good and Jerry Brophy in Ornstein and Hankins 2018. So first is review. It is more like a recap in every lesson that you have discussed, including providing an exercises to test the student's skills. Is development. It is the process of developing students' ability to understand the topic provided or topic presented. So third is assess comprehension. So sa assess comprehension, the teacher asking questions may assist students to assess comprehension. Next is the seat work. So dito sa seat work is si teacher is magbibigay siya ng activity that everyone must participate to enhance their comprehension. Next is yung tinatawag nating accountability. So sa accountability, si teacher is kailangan niyang i-check yung mga works ng students as a result of their given activity or given seat work. Next, yung tinatawag nating homework. So, the teacher provide homework after the discussed lesson to know if they learned something from it. So, the last is yung tinatawag nating special reviews. To enhance the learning of students, it is necessarily to create assessment or examinations. So, we have here assessment or tinatawag nating evaluation. Learning occurs most effectively when students receive feedback, when they receive information on what they have already and have not learned. The process by this information is generated is assessment. It has three main forms: the self-assessment, the peer assessment, and the teacher assessment. So first is the self-assessment. So alam ko very familiar ito sa lahat from the word itself, self. So ang self-assessment ay process of exploring and evaluating yourself, including your skills, ability, traits, and personality or performance. So sa self-assessment is magkakaroon po tayo dito ng confident na kaya nating sagutan yung mga assessment. So next is yung tinatawag nating peer assessment. So ang peer assessment naman is dito na yung mga which the students provide a feedback to other students. So sa in a way of giving feedback, so yun, nagkakaroon tayo doon ng assessment na magkakaroon ng improvement ang bawat isa ng dahil doon sa feedback na yun. So, yun yung peer assessment. So, the last is the teacher assessment. So, teacher assessment is ginagamit ito para ma-determine yung mga current level ng mga students' achievement. And also, the teacher is magpe-prepare siya ng mga test and then magbibigay siya ng mga feedback galing sa mga performance ng mga students. And we have here application of the fundamental components to other curriculum designs. So these are the four major components of a course design of syllabus. So first is the intended outcomes or tinatawag nating objectives. And then the second one is content or subject matter with reference. Third is methods or strategies with needed resources. And the last is evaluation or yung tinatawag nating assessment. So that's all, and thank you for watching.